21-14. That's right, guys. Our Bears pulled it off. They beat the Cowboys yesterday. It is a victory Monday here in Chicago Bears Nation. I'm Gordo. Welcome in. It is a little bit dark and stormy over here in Northwest Ohio. So it's a little bit on the dark side here, but welcome into my bear cave. Kind of bunkering and hunkering down here, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to break down Ben Johnson's first career win as a head coach of our beloved Chicago Bears. What an awesome game yesterday. So many cool things happening. Flea flickers, interceptions, fumble recoveries. I mean, you name it. We had all sorts of great things happening on the field. And it's just great to finally get a dub on the board. Hadn't won at Soldier Field for a while, so it was great to see a win and see the players coming off all happy. And hopefully this is this is the start of some good things to come, building some really good momentum. So let's dive right in. Let's talk about yesterday. So obviously, this was by far Caleb Williams' best game as a pro. I mean, guy was lights out. Had 142, almost 143 passer rating. I think I was looking at stats, and I think he had like a QBR in the upper 80s, which was pretty darn solid ever since they started tracking QBR. 4 touchdowns, including a flea flicker, which love the fact that we're finally starting to see some of Ben Johnson's trickery in the offensive playbook coming alive here. What an amazing flea flicker, too. I mean, that ball, when DeAndre Swift flipped it back, it looked like there was a little bit of a struggle there because of the fact that the Cowboys pretty much jammed up the interior. And you see that flip back, and Luther Burden down the field, 65 yards. Perfect. I mean, he put it right on the spot. What an excellent pass. I mean, that right there had everybody on their feet. I mean, not only at Soldier Field, but at home as well. I was about ready to jump through the TV. It was so amazing to see that. Offensive playmakers. I mean, we did talk about 4 touchdowns, 1 to Odunze, 1 to Luther Burden. His first career touchdown happened to be off of that flea flicker. Cole Kmet got back into the touchdown category, and then DJ Moore got fed as well. So it's great to see that our skill guys are getting the ball. Caleb is leading the NFL currently in passing touchdowns, which who would have figured that? Rome Odunze in touchdown receptions. He's leading the league in that as well. Just great to see that the offense is finally starting to come together. You know, we needed to trust in Ben's process from the very beginning. He did say that this was going to take some time. This was going to, there's going to be growing pains through the whole process. And here we are, finishing up week 3, and there's been some great strides made. And I think one of the most important things, too, is the fact that they were able to close out the game. You know, they should have won against Minnesota. And then that fourth quarter collapse just pretty much just deflated the team. So technically they should be 2-1, but it is what it is. I think the other great takeaway from this is that the defense had shown a lot of improvement. Now, granted, I know a lot of people are like, well, the Cowboys are not that good. Well, they still have Dak Prescott. They got Javonte Williams, who still ran pretty well on the ground. George Pickens, he had a touchdown on the day. There's some good offensive linemen on the team. They're still a decent offense to reckon with. But the fact is that the Bears finally were able to apply some pressure. Montez Sweat got a sack. Dom Rob got a sack. And then I think one of the big takeaways is Tremaine Edmunds finally had an all-around productive game, having those 2 interceptions, one late in the fourth quarter, that pretty much sealed the deal. It was great to see that. Tyrique Stevenson, he major kudos to Tyrique. I should have put him down as one of my top offensive or top players of the week, but there were so many great things happening that he didn't quite crack my top 3, but it was great to see him assume that number 1 corner position, and he showed up. and he also got a fumble recovery. Um, and it was great to see that the team is just really starting to come together. Both sides are really starting to, especially the defense. You only gave up 14 after giving up 51 the week before. I don't care the talent level of the Cowboys. This is a good momentum builder for this team going into Vegas this coming weekend to play the Raiders, and then we go into a bye week. So I think that this is coming at the right time. We're starting to turn that corner. We're learning how to win now. We're learning how to be dominant. We're learning how to do the things. And this was a great all around performance. And it was great to see that Cairo Santos rebounded well, did have a field goal there, and he did kick better. Torrey Taylor also punted better. So I mean there was some good strides that were made. Hopefully we can keep that going in the right direction. Uh, Now with the good comes the needs improvement side of things. Um, the run game is still very much a problem. We do not have a guy that is able to rip through there, be a bruiser, and fight for yards. You thought Kyle Monangai was going to be that guy this week. Didn't really see much on him. They're starting to figure DeAndre Swift out that he's more of a complimentary back. He is a great receiving back. He is a guy that you can have do some exotic moves, within the play, whether it's, toss outs or, anywhere where it's moving on the outside. I think you're going to, yeah, I see that he's going to thrive in that, but they need that bruiser up the middle. Uh, and I'm really surprised that Roshan Johnson didn't really get an opportunity. Um, this guy is ready to go. Like, give this guy a chance. That's just something that still scratches my head as why the run game is still not progressing, and maybe that's the next phase in this rollout of the new Chicago Bears offense. I'm hoping that that's the case. I would like to see a run game start to appear, especially going into the bye week. I think we need that. We need something to build off of going into that bye week, so that way when they come out in week 6, that they're able to do more. I want to see more things getting installed week in and week out. Um, so that's huge to me. So I would like to see some things happen with the run game. Um, and defensive reinforcements. I think seeing the encouraging play and the results from yesterday's game leads me to believe that once TJ Edwards, once Kyler Gordon are back out on the field, Josh Blackwell, I know he's back, but to see these guys start to really get back into being at full strength, I'm really curious to see where this defense goes because I think there's a lot of great things going on. I would like to see them sign a cornerback. I think we still need, a good veteran cornerback to put back there. I don't believe Stephon Gilmore has been signed, but he would be great back there. I know he's worked with Al Harris before, but we need somebody back there to help step up and continue to bolster the secondary because I think that's probably one of the weakest spots outside of the defensive line. I mean, we're still, you know, we had some decent pass rush yesterday, but that's not going to always be week in and week out. We're going to be going up against top tackles in the league, and you need to be able to have those studs on the outside. So I like to see where the defense is going to go because I think that's while the offense is going to continue to evolve with what they're able to do producing and executing. I'm curious to see how the defense is going to evolve in a personnel standpoint and seeing who's going to, you know, really embrace their role or, go in there and take advantage and run with it. So that's what I'm looking at going into this weekend's game with the Vegas Raiders. Top players of the game. This was a no-brainer for me. My 1 and 2 were obvious choices. Caleb Williams overall. Um, he's looking like the quarterback that we drafted number 1 overall last year. Um, he's was very poised, calm, no sacks. Still held the ball a little bit. I think that's something that is just going to continue to plague him a little bit, but he's improving with getting the ball out and making moves despite holding it for a longer period of time. Tremaine Edmunds, this is a game that he needed. I'm feeling a lot better with the state of our linebacking core. I'll feel even better once TJ Edwards is back. I love the fact that that Noah Sewell is he's doing a great job, especially in the run game, stopping the run. He's been tackling so well. He's a darn good linebacker, and I'm glad that this defensive staff has figured out how to use him. So yes, love the fact that he's cooking. But this week, Tremaine Edmunds, totally my defensive player of the game. And then I've got to give the O-line their flowers, man. They're my number 3. No sacks surrendered this week. Everybody played better, even Braxton Jones. Great job, Brax. I was so pleased to see how well the line held up and gave Caleb every opportunity to make plays. So I think that's again another great thing to build off of going into the next game because you got Max Crosby coming up. That's going to be a difficult matchup. And they're going to give us different looks now that they've seen what we've done. Pete Carroll's going to come prepared with his Raiders. We've got to make sure that we're able to maintain or take it to the next level and just continue to build. I think build and growth are absolutely key with this team, whatever side of the ball that you're on. I don't know if you guys caught it. You need to go back and watch it. When they were giving out game balls yesterday, Caleb ended up giving the third and final game ball to Ben Johnson, saying it, was for the boss's first win. They tossed that ball, or he tossed that ball to him. Ben was going in to dap him up and everything. All of a sudden, the entire team just crowded right around him, was celebrating with him, jumping with him. They were razzing on him. They were happy. I don't think I've ever seen since maybe Matt Nagy, a little bit of that Matt Nagy time, where those guys were joyous, exuberant, were really energized. And then the things that he said afterwards, talking about third down percentages for both teams, talking about red zone, talking about all the things that you hear when you're watching on Fox or CBS or whatever, and you're listening to the announcers, commentators, and they're giving you these stats. He's feeding that back to the boys. You can definitely tell that he's reminding them, this is why we do what we do, because results. These are the results from all the hard work. And just talking about how proud he was of them and how they are able to build off of that. And then he went into a quote that I learned years ago. I know a lot of people know, but it's great to see that he's instilling this in this next generation of players. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until that good is better and the better is best. Something to that effect. But he said that back to him, and then it was Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3, Bears. I mean, dude was pumped. You need to go and watch it. It's a total night and day difference from Flus. You go and listen to a post-game speech with the Flus, which there weren't many wins in his tenure, so you're not going to have to worry about combing through many. But just the way he would talk and everything was just so lackadaisical, or everything was just too laid back. And then to see that, Ben is in there firing these guys up, letting them know why they did well, and just continue to just build the culture, the standard, expectations of this team. Week in and week out, and for the season after season as well. So go check it out. It'll give you goosebumps. I know you'll watch it a few times, just like you watched that flea flicker play. Still watching that today. It was a thing of beauty. Going into Sunday, Sunday, we're playing Vegas out west in the desert. We got to beat them damn Raiders. So get ready for that because, while we're going to celebrate and enjoy this victory, there's a lot of work yet to be done. So boys are going to get back to work, get back in the lab, as Tremaine said, and keep moving forward. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll get another video out this week as we get closer to the next weekend's game. We'll talk about what the Raiders are all about, what they're doing, keys to the game. We'll talk about injuries, and just keep you updated on Bears news in general. Guys, don't forget, like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, especially from such a great victory over the weekend, and things you'd like to see improve, and just share what's on your mind. So, guys, as always, bear down.